For years, fans of Gold Rush have speculated about what really goes on behind the cameras. Is the pressure exaggerated for television? Are the rivalries real? And is Parker Schnabel truly as driven and isolated as he appears on screen? At 29, Parker has spent more than half his life in front of millions of viewers, quietly carrying the weight of expectations, success, and constant scrutiny. Now, for the first time, he's finally addressing the rumors that have followed him for years, and the truth isn't nearly as glamorous as the show makes it seem. What Parker has confirmed doesn't involve dramatic scandals or shocking betrayals. Instead, it paints a far more unsettling picture. Relentless pressure, personal sacrifices, and a version of success that comes at a steep emotional cost. While audiences see gold totals and dramatic deadlines, they don't see the exhaustion, the strained relationships, or the moments when walking away felt like the only option. Behind the calm confidence is someone who admits the experience changed him in ways he never expected. As these long-whispered rumors are finally clarified, it becomes clear that Gold Rush didn't just shape Parker's career, it reshaped his entire life. And once you hear what he's confirmed, it may change how you watch the show forever. Parker Schnabel's journey into the world of gold mining didn't begin with fame or television contracts. It began as a family responsibility. Raised around heavy machinery and long workdays, Parker grew up learning that success wasn't measured by comfort, but by endurance. When Gold Rush entered his life, it didn't just document his work ethic, it amplified it. What viewers saw as impressive ambition often masked the immense pressure placed on someone who was still learning who he was. Over time, rumors began to circulate that the show demanded more than it revealed. And Parker has now acknowledged that those rumors weren't entirely wrong. One of the most persistent rumors involved the intensity of the production schedule and how little downtime actually existed. Parker has confirmed that while mining itself is demanding, the added layer of constant filming creates an environment where mistakes feel magnified and rest becomes rare. Decisions that would normally be made quietly were now scrutinized by millions. The pressure to deliver results didn't stop at gold totals. It extended to maintaining momentum, meeting expectations, and never appearing uncertain. Over time, this created a cycle where stepping back felt impossible. Even when exhaustion set in, another rumor Parker addressed was the idea that his on-screen confidence reflected how he always felt off-camera. In reality, he's admitted that confidence often came from necessity, not certainty. Leadership, especially at a young age, required him to project control even when he felt overwhelmed. There were moments when he questioned his decisions, his role, and whether the lifestyle was sustainable. These doubts were rarely visible on screen, but they existed constantly in the background, shaping how he approached both work and relationships. The show also affected how Parker related to the people around him. While Gold Rush portrays teamwork and rivalry, the reality was more complicated. Parker has confirmed that balancing leadership with friendship became increasingly difficult. Being responsible for livelihoods while under public scrutiny created emotional distance. Rumors that the show strained personal connections weren't exaggerated. Long seasons, financial risk, and constant stress made genuine balance hard to maintain. Over time, this isolation became one of the most challenging aspects of his success. Perhaps the most sobering confirmation involved the toll the experience took on Parker's sense of normalcy. While fans often envy his achievements, Parker has acknowledged that fame arrived before he had time to process adulthood. Milestones that others experience privately unfolded publicly, leaving little room for mistakes or personal growth without judgment. The rumors that Gold Rush consumed his identity were closer to the truth than many realized. By addressing these realities, Parker hasn't condemned the show, but he has clarified that the cost of success was far higher than what viewers ever saw. What appeared as an adventurous career was also a test of endurance, resilience, and emotional strength that few truly understand. As Parker Schnabel's success grew, so did the rumors about what Gold Rush required from him beyond mining itself. One of the most discussed topics was whether storylines were influenced by production demands rather than real-life decisions. Parker has clarified that while the work was genuine, the constant presence of cameras subtly changed how situations unfolded. Knowing that every setback or disagreement might become part of a narrative added pressure to already high-stakes moments. This didn't mean events were fabricated, but it did mean that conflicts often felt heavier, and mistakes carried a longer shadow. Another long-standing rumor centered on whether Parker ever wanted to walk away entirely. He has now confirmed that the thought crossed his mind more than once. Not because he hated mining, but because the pace was relentless. Success didn't slow things down, it accelerated them. Each good season raised expectations for the next, leaving little room to pause or reset. The idea that stepping away might disappoint viewers, crew members, or family weighed heavily on him, reinforcing a cycle where continuing felt like the only option. Parker has also addressed speculation about emotional burnout. For years, fans noticed his increasingly reserved demeanor and assumed it was simply maturity. In reality, Parker admits it was partially self-protection. Living under constant observation made vulnerability feel risky. Moments of frustration or doubt could be misinterpreted, edited, or endlessly replayed. As a result, he learned to internalize stress rather than express it. Over time, this emotional restraint became second nature, but it also created distance between who he was and how he appeared to the world. The rumors about strained personal relationships were also rooted in truth. Parker has acknowledged that maintaining close connections outside of mining became increasingly difficult. Long stretches away from home, unpredictable schedules, and mental exhaustion left little energy for anything else. While the show often highlighted camaraderie, it rarely showed the loneliness that followed once the cameras stopped rolling. The cost of commitment wasn't just physical. It was emotional and deeply personal. Another widely discussed rumor involved financial risk. While viewers often see impressive gold totals, Parker has confirmed that the stakes behind the scenes were enormous. Every decision carried the possibility of serious loss. Equipment failures, bad ground, or weather issues didn't just affect profits, they affected livelihoods. Managing that responsibility while being portrayed as calm and confident added another layer of stress that few could sustain long-term without consequences. By confirming these rumors, Parker has given fans a clearer picture of what Gold Rush truly demanded. The show offered opportunity and success, but it also required sacrifice, endurance, and emotional resilience. What looked like a dream career was, in reality, a constant balancing act between ambition and personal well-being, one that took years to fully understand. As the years passed, Parker Schnabel began to see how deeply Gold Rush had shaped not just his career, but his identity. One of the more troubling realizations he has now confirmed is how difficult it became to separate who he was from what the show needed him to be. Success brought recognition, but it also locked him into a role that left little room for change. The expectation to always be decisive, composed, and relentless became a constant, even during moments when uncertainty or exhaustion took over. Over time, this blurred the line between ambition and obligation. Another rumor Parker has addressed involves the mental strain of constant accountability. Every decision carried consequences that extended beyond himself. Employees depended on his leadership, production schedules relied on outcomes, and viewers formed opinions based on edited moments. This level of responsibility, sustained year after year, created a form of pressure that rarely eased. Parker has acknowledged that carrying this weight often meant suppressing doubts and pushing forward, even when it wasn't healthy to do so. The show rewarded persistence, but it didn't always account for the toll that persistence demanded. Parker has also reflected on how public perception affected his confidence. While fans often praised his maturity and discipline, criticism was equally persistent. Mistakes were dissected, leadership style was debated, and personal choices became public discussion points. Parker has confirmed that this scrutiny influenced how guarded he became. Rather than reacting emotionally, he learned to internalize criticism, which helped him survive the spotlight but gradually distanced him from authentic self-expression. The rumors that fame hardened him weren't entirely false, it was a defense mechanism. There were also rumors about whether the passion that once fueled him began to fade. Parker has admitted that mining, which started as a genuine love, sometimes felt overshadowed by expectations. When every season demanded bigger results and higher stakes, joy was replaced by obligation. The satisfaction of discovery was often drowned out by pressure to perform. This didn't mean he stopped caring, but it did mean that the emotional reward diminished over time. Replaced by responsibility and routine, perhaps, The most sobering confirmation is Parker's acknowledgement that balance was something he learned too late. The belief that pushing harder would eventually lead to freedom proved misleading. Instead, success created a cycle that was difficult to step away from. The rumors that Gold Rush took more than it gave were rooted in this reality. While the show opened doors, it also consumed time, energy, and emotional space that couldn't be recovered. By sharing these reflections, Parker has reframed the narrative surrounding his journey. His story is no longer just about gold totals and deadlines, it's about the hidden cost of ambition and the realization that success, without balance, can quietly become its own burden.